Win or lose, hopefully you learn something.
Now entering the temporary battle.
Try to go through it pretty quick and keep it simple, because I do only have 45 minutes. Yada yada yada.
Defend objective A.
Let me fix this real quick. Make this like 10 seconds. Wish I could just save these options. Okay, so you are
ready for
red team's Rein.
You are this guy. All right.
4, 3,
so let's talk about setup real quick, okay? You don't know what they have, whatever. You look at what you have. Okay, Junk, Kree, Lucio. Tell me, based on what you know about this map, what is your plan? Like, the number one thing I could say that's gonna help you a lot is whether in solo queue or in scrims, especially as the main tank player, you're not always gonna win games just on mechanics. You know, like once you get the other enemy to brawl you, like man on man, Rein on Rein, whatever. And like
right.
you look fine, but like the issue is how do you actually set up the fight to where you get there and your team's in a good spot, right? You know, you're like as the main tank, you're not just gonna win all your games with mechanics alone. You're not like a widow. So where do you think?
Right.
Like where do you think you're gonna go here? Like you don't
actually,
know you don't know any of this. So yeah.
I actually said this in comms to my team before the game started. I said we go left, but if they have Junkrat, we go right.
Okay. Fair. You also have junk, so like going left is not the worst thing in the world if you also have junk, but like yeah, that's also fair because you know, it is pretty dangerous. The thing about going right is you can't actually just get destroyed in this choke because like when they have junk and you speed right with the junk, they're just spamming your background the whole time. It can also be kind of scary. So if you're junk v junk, going left isn't the worst thing in the world because there's kind of like a little bit of risk on both ways. This way is a little bit safer if you can make this rotation, but like if you're gonna go this way, having a diva kind of helps a lot. If you're junk Zarya, going left isn't the worst thing in the world because you have the bubbles to farm charge and you have your own junk to spam them out.
Got it. So,
yeah, good. All right, just think about pathing and what your win conditions are. So right now you don't know what they have yet. Good. So you're saying there's pathing. Okay, one little issue. Why are you going? If the plan is to go left, why are you doing this?
Yeah, it's a habit. I don't know why I do it, but it's a habit.
Okay, yeah. If the whole plan is to go left, then say, hey team, come over here, or you know you can do this door, charge out, walk this way, take a look at what they have. Right? Wait for your team.
Right.
Okay, we're gonna go left. Stack on me right here. 3, 2, 1. Speed. Go. 1, 2, 3. Blah blah blah. Or don't even speed. Right? Just don't amp. Like don't carve the amp because that's gonna really waste a lot of time. But like you can just flip to green and just walk through. Make sure you shield. Right? When you cross this way, you're just taking so much more spam. I mean, I've seen people do this all the time. It's like if you're going this way, then the presumption is you're gonna speed this way. Right?
Right.
And this is also okay, but again, like against a junk, he can spam you in this choke, he can spam your backline. It's also kind of scary. So yeah, junk v junk, left isn't so bad. Especially if you have a maid, it's like even better. But yeah, TLDR, you know, keep the big picture in your brain. If you're gonna go left, don't go this way. You said go, okay, what's this guy doing? That's kind of weird. You said go left, right? Okay. So you
yeah, we
this.
saw the. I think our Zarya called out that there was junk, so we just went right. Our Zarya the entire game, by the way. I think she's a very aggressive player.
Yeah, I can see that. Okay, so the plan changed. You're gonna go right. Cool. Real quick, what's the problem with this? I'm getting kind of picky with you.
Battle. 1. Attack.
Okay. Let's see here. You took 100 damage. Got healed. Okay, you're not taking as much damage as I thought you would because they're trying to kill your Zarya. But you know, you don't need to face this, right? Just, like get in the habit.
Defend objective A.
A lot of tank players have this problem where it's like, hey, I have 550 health, so it's okay for me to kind of peek unnecessarily. I'm gonna show you a trick real quick, actually. It's gonna be life-changing. Maybe not life-changing, but it'll help a lot.
Got it.
Okay? If you're staring at these chokes...
Welcome to Oasis.
Right? Like, another reason why charging on a spawn is not a bad thing. Because you can really scout for your team. You know? So let's just pretend like... oh yeah, on Oasis, by the way, if you're going top left, this is a... let's just say... let's just say this is the Oasis choke, right? You got a jump. Okay? You could either stand here and probably get shot at for like 5 seconds, which, you know, based on where you were standing, you could have easily lost like 300 health, but because you're playing against diamonds, they don't shoot you. Or, you know, option B, you peek, you peek, you peek. Okay? Option C, use your shield, the third person. You see like your shield takes maybe a little bit of damage, but you yourself don't get spammed out.
Right.
Option B, the big brain play. Shield this way, move your camera. Hey, what do they have? Right?
Got it.
Like, if I'm, you know, this is a choke here. Right? This is like, imagine like King's Row, beginning of second. Take a look. My team's not here. Hey, what do they have? Fire strike. Look. Oh, team's here. Okay, now shield. Right? So you don't like this way. You don't take anything. So it's just a little detail there, but kind of give you a lot to think about. But yeah, there's just like no need to stand there because you could have easily almost died for that, and it was really scary. And you know, just because you got away with it doesn't mean you should do it. So anyway,
Right.
Zara goes ahead of you. And, oh yeah, also another reason to charge out of spawn is if you did, you'd be in front of this guy, right? So this guy wouldn't like come down to help right now. So.
Okay, he's happy to be already.
Yeah, I mean, he's dumb for walking in front of you, but like, if you were ahead of him, you could have helped him out a little bit. So anyway.
Right, right.
Choke. Okay. Where is your team right now? Are they ready
They
to
are
cross?
behind me.
You have no idea where your team is, right?
No.
So, it's only like, again, this is like, oh, it's ranked. My team is dumb. Whatever. I can't control them. Okay. But if you like, you can get to here, right? And you can look like that. That's why it's important to come out early. Have a look at what they have, right? If you're going to change the plan, say we're going right, stack on me, 3, 2, 1, shield through and go. Okay? If they don't follow you then, like if they still just do this and like if this guy dies right now because he's going left, that's not your problem, right? It's like it's whatever.
Right.
But you could at least make the effort to try, right? Like do as much as you can for your team. Like give them the information, and if they don't make the decision that like is good, that's their problem. Okay, but because like here you're walking left, you're kind of baiting your honor. Like oh maybe he's going left. I'm like I don't know what you said at this point, but if it wasn't clear that you're going right, you're all standing in the middle of the choke right now. Like this is really ugly, right? You're all just like everybody's everywhere. This guy came out left side, 3 people came out right. Your Zara's over there. So all you got to do is just stand here, look around, right? And like move your camera. Have a lot of times I tell people that I coach this, like you don't move your camera enough. So in this case, like just look around, look behind you, real quick. Right? Okay, people are here. 3, 2, 1, go. If they don't go, if they lag, if they go left, like they're stupid, whatever. It's not your problem. But like at least make the effort, right?
Got it.
So blah, 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 blah. Okay. So they're dropping. So you see this. What do you think you should be doing now?
Probably helping with Zarya.
Well, maybe. I mean, he's safe. He's in the room. He's safe more or less. So if he runs out of feeds, that's not your problem. Okay. It's like what can you especially as a main tank player, think about like the big picture. How can you win this fight like right now based on what you see? Like you made an initial plan, now adjust it based on what you see. You just saw this guy dropped, so the high ground's only the junk. Okay, what can you maybe try to do here?
Do the parkour and take high ground maybe?
No, you probably don't have the time. They're just gonna they're just gonna kill your backline.
Then just push the Rein then?
Yeah, you have a Lucio, right? This guy doesn't have a Lucio. Maybe you don't know it at this point, or you should you should know because you see a Mercy Beam, you see an Autumn.
Right.
This guy has no speed. You say, okay, well if I could try to speed this way, okay, like you could try to run away from him, right? That's one option. But you could probably just try to kill him because he kind of like he drops here, and he's basically saying he's gonna take the fight at this choke, right? Like if I were this Rein, what he's thinking is okay, if he gives you high ground, he's in trouble, so he's gonna drop and take the fight here. Okay, so he's gonna swing at you and hit your back line and maybe pin this way as you guys try to walk up. So you pretty much like he's pretty much mandating that you fight him here. Okay.
Okay.
So in this case, you could call, hey, I'm just gonna run 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. Yeah, that's one option. Let's see what you do. Whatever your team is, this Ana could die.
Yeah. Yeah, they kind of just fed.
Yeah, like they dropped off high ground. So the thing is, if the Zarya doesn't drop, Rein drops, and do you get versus the Zarya?
You see her in the beginning, like walking on low ground.
Oh yeah, he still there low ground. Wait. Stupid.
She dropped like super early.
Oh yeah, go kill this guy. Yeah, you see this? Half health Zarya, no personal bubble? Go speed on him. Just like, yeah, even now, just go say, hey, speed now, no, go, kill this guy. Right? Because, like, the risk is, maybe you die, but the reward is you kill this guy, you probably win the fight.
Right.
This guy's feeding. So I think this Rein drops because the Zarya drops. So this is, like, definitely the first thing you can do. Right? So, like, the whole point is, like, do your mechanics right here matter when you're just being spammed by junk? No, they don't. You're not swinging anything, right? You're not, like, taking any kind of brawls. Like here, it's all about like macro. Like, what's your plan? You see the Zarya use personal bubble on low ground, go kill her, right? This Rein drops the helper. She has no personal. She's taking damage. Go kill these people. So just take this fight right now.
Got it.
Big picture stuff. Right, but like you're just too slow. You're like, oh, I'm walking through choke, No. Speed. You can shield hop and speed through choke at the same time. So you block some of these mines and go kill this guy. Right, and like if your team feeds because of that. Then it's like they're stupid. Whatever. You have to go play to win the game.
Okay.
Okay. Take a little too long. I guess at this point, like it doesn't matter anymore, right? Like whatever you've done, the setup. That leads to this fight matters more, and now it's like mechanics and micros and whatever. This is all. Okay. Lucio. Why do you hide there?
I think that's probably just the decision-making bit of first. I was just trying to gather what happened.
Right here?
Back in the fight.
Yeah. So here I was probably just resetting real quick and trying to figure out where we are. I look top right, I see we're massively ahead, so I make the decision to push in.
Okay.
But that's like the decision-making diff, I think, honestly.
That's kind of okay, but like don't leave the choke, because if somebody dies here because you just like you're at full, like if you were low or something, I could understand this, but you have full shield and almost full health, or like you're only missing health. Right, so if you just vacate the choke here, someone could die behind you. Like you hear the Doomfist charging a punch. If he punches you, it's fine. If he punches your honor, she's dead, right? So don't do this unless you have a reason to.
Got it.
One thing that's like a pretty safe thing to keep in mind is like if when in doubt, holding shield and AFKing for like 2 seconds is not a bad thing, right? Some people are like afraid to burn shield. I know like I was in that boat for the longest time. But if you just like stand there and hold shield for what, like a second or two just to look around, you know, at worst you take a bit of shield spam, you block for your team. Right? But that's like not the worst thing in the world. Versus if you like drop shield and start swinging randomly because you don't know where anything is, or you just vacate the front line like this, somebody could get punched in your back line.
Right.
Right? So if you just default to like, hey, pop your shield up, right now, just pop your shield up to see like, hey, where's everybody at? You see the Doomfist there, he's charging a punch and you leave. Don't do that. Right?
Got it.
That's where like, yeah, you might be afraid of getting punched because you have no charge, but it's better that you get punched than your backline. So lock it in. Yeah, shield hop here because you're taking spam. You know what shield hopping is, right?
Yeah.
Also,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, I realized that like right now actually. So I think all my decisions are like too slow, you know? They're like lag.
Yeah. Also, you see this? Who are you supposed to be killing? Like, if I were you right now, okay? Who do you rush? Well, you don't have Lucio, but who do you walk at?
In the moment, first thought was Doom, but looking back, probably Zarya first.
Yeah, because the Zarya can't get away from you, right? The Doom's like, you can't really stop him from getting high ground and doing whatever. Go walk at the people you can kill. Because now this is a brawl, just walk at people, you know? Like, now it's like, all the big brain stuff is whatever. The fight's broken out, people are dead. Go walk at somebody. Take point.
Got it.
Yeah, even the auto would be fine. Just, like, pressure somebody. But, like, you're just missing all the swings.
you.
Yeah, I guess not a whole lot of reason to think about that stuff. Okay, I fast forward 10 seconds. What's wrong with this picture? Like, what's the plan, first of all? Did you make a plan?
I don't think so.
Okay, so you're just running it down main race, basically, right?
Yeah. My plan was, or I didn't communicate a plan. My plan was to push up until I got control of the box on left side, and then I'd recharge shield and then push in again.
Okay, so this box, or just running it down main, basically in every scenario, unless there's no other option, running it down main kind of sucks. Unless you have a very good reason to, okay? There's a coaching video I should link to you, but basically, and a lot of Rein players don't get this, but if you play like a lot of Monkey, or even like a lot of Ball or something, more mobile, the concept of winning fights, like fights are won or lost on the angles, right? And verticality is also an angle, okay? Fights are not usually won and lost in main. If you got two teams just like smashing heads at main, that happens a lot of lower elos, but you shouldn't do it because it's kind of just like a toss up, right? Like you're shoving 6 people through a tiny room. Like what if this Doomfist was sitting here? Like maybe you knew the Doomfist wasn't there, but what if he was? Or you walk past them, he just drops in your backline and they die.
Yeah.
You know, you're just walking through taking Junkrat spam. You're walking through taking fiery strikes. So just going down main, just like this kind of blows. The only reason you do this is if you're up and you're just like speed engage, because they're down a couple people or whatever. So where else could you
go? Left or right?
Yeah, pick one.
If I had to choose, probably left because you have more cover.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna ask you why, but that's precisely it, right? Like you go right. Usually they'll have if they have like an Ash or a BAP, they'll put them here. But like a Junk could be here just spamming you down this way the entire time, right?
Right.
Like, this kind of sucks. And then once you get here, what do? You hop over the box, you know, and then you're on low ground. Or you go this way, like you have to rotate across their entire team, who's probably shooting from here. Like, that kind of sucks. So left is like a pretty, usually the safest way. You go here, you shield. If there's a Doomfist there, right? You just shield your team. And you tell your team, hey, shoot this guy, poke him out, make him leave. You know, a lot of times when I'm playing games, it doesn't matter so much here, I think. But like think about like there was a game on like Volskaya I was playing. You know, Volskaya first. And there's this like it was like a 4100 level game or whatever. But there was this Doomfist player who just kept on camping like the box and also on right side. And I was like, hey guys, we could be idiots and run it down main, right? Like on left or right side of the box. But let's go and like we should go clear the angle first. Like right, like if there's a Doomfist player, you know, top right. I tell my entire team, hey, we're gonna run top right through the stairs. We're gonna make him leave. Right, he burns all his cooldowns. He leaves. Now he can't do anything for like 5 seconds or whatever, and then we take the fight. Right. So same idea here. You go here, Doomfist player here. Instead of letting him just like drop on you, you go here, you shield, say, hey, poke this guy out. Everybody shoots him. He has to leave, and then you continue. Right. And now you're here, and the Doomfist is nowhere to be seen. Right. He's not like sitting here waiting to smash you. He's not whatever. He's getting healed. He's scared. Right. So check your flanks, clear your angles, and then move in. You have to think about the big picture here. So just going down main, you're probably gonna just get rolled. Let's see what happens. What's going on? You gotta do this on your flank, right? So you lock through, anything's gonna happen to your backline. Right? You don't
get destroyed, huh?
Like, did you see this guy? Right, you saw him, right? You should have seen him. He's right there. Okay, so if you walk past this guy, what's gonna happen to your backline?
Oh, it's gonna be bad. Oh, jeez.
Right?
Yeah.
So in general, like you want to let's see. Right? If you got a situation where it's like you got like bad guys here, bad guys here, bad guys here, and you're all here, okay? Do you walk this way into the concave and let them all shoot you like this?
Wait, are you? If you're drawing something, we can only see Overwatch right now.
Oh, let's see.
Maybe a screen share, maybe, or
yeah, screen. Right, you got like bad guys on left, right, center, flank, and you just walk down middle. Right, this is ugly. Right. Okay, people shoot you from all directions, so they're shooting at you from the front and the sides, and no matter who you shoot, you're gonna be shooting at them from the front, and they can just like dodge, you know, leave, whatever. They'll see it coming. Right.
Right.
So what you should, like in general, right? You never want to do this. This is terrible. Right, for like obvious reasons. So, you know, what you do instead is if you see the situation, you take your entire team and you say, hey, you push a flank. Hold on, what's going on? You make this guy leave, right? You just pick a side. Doesn't like in general doesn't matter. Kind of depends on the map. Like you push a side, you make him leave, okay? And now that guy's here, right? So now you have front line. Oh crap! Yeah, front line here, front line here. I know it's kind of messy, but like you don't want to walk into areas where you're surrounded, right? You clear a flank and you basically like it's like you're shepherding. Right? You're shepherding their entire team.
Right.
Away from your flank, so that once you push in, once you start actually walking in, like you know for sure there's nobody on your sides or behind you that are going to screw you as you walk. Okay, this is true for like pretty much every single comp, for most comps, right? You play dive, you play monkey, you play ball, whatever. You got like a tracer camping, you know, high ground or behind cover. You go find her first, right? You go poke her out, you make her leave, right? And then your flank is cleared, and you can walk in. If you just walk into people who are set up on the high grounds and the flanks, they're going to die. They're just going to drop in your back and you're going to die.
Right.
Okay, so that's like the TLDR of why this is not a good idea. But let's see. Hold on. Stream Overwatch. Go. All right, so don't do this. Make a plan. A lot of times it's like, oh, why did I lose the fight? My mechanics are bad. You know, I swung too early or I showed it too late. Like no, a lot of this is like this situation, right? This McCree's about to get fucking donked. So this situation, right? Your mechanics and what you do once you get in here don't matter because this guy's gonna kill your backline, right?
Yeah,
and like you see how you got people here, they can shoot you from this side and this side, and you got a guy shooting like punching from this side, where your entire team can only shoot in one direction, right? They have to pick a side to shoot. And they're getting shot from all angles. Like, this is terrible. Okay? They can only pay attention to one guy. And anybody that they pick to shoot at is going to be head on. Like, they can see it coming. They can dodge. Like, they're 100% of their attention's on your team. And your team has a split attention. So, you know, con game's terrible. So,
Got it.
What happens here probably so, you do that shatter, right? You're tracking that?
Yeah.
I feel like your mechanics are fine. But like this setup is very surprisingly
You got lucky.
If you hear a doofus punch, just get it. Like, you can't shoot him. You might be spacing him.
Okay.
Like if you dodge that and he misses you and he hits your team and your teammate member dies, like that's terrible. So just like step in front of him and try to either counterpin him, which you can't, or just swing on him and you might make him miss.
Yeah.
Okay, so, you know, eat my words a little bit. You win this fight somehow, you probably shouldn't have. What does this Doomfist end up doing? What the heck?
Oh, you got stunned maybe? Or
Like, this shouldn't work, right? You're just like eating spam from the front. This Doomfist is right here. But, you know, just because it worked once, don't do this, like, over and over. Yeah, he's just bad.
yeah.
He doesn't punch into the box.
Right.
Punches into open ground the box. This is that. Leave. You make a big play. Yeah. I mean, you played that fine, but like the plan was bad, so.
Got it.
Carried it with the Shatter and the Doomfist through. But, you know, you want to win more games, especially in higher elo, you can't do this, because like a higher ranked Doomfist isn't just going to get like this.
Score.
Let's talk about defense real quick, and then I gotta go get some lunch, or some dinner. I got more time later if you're still on, but they close at 9, so I gotta go.
Attackers ready for battle.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Ready for battle.
What's your plan here?
Plan is that I'm expecting them to come out left side. And I'll fire strike them when they do. Hold shield for my teammates if they want to spam. Shield gets low, I hide right side, let it recharge, and then prepare for the push on left or push on right. If they push into right room, then I prepare for that. If they move left, then we rotate back to point.
No.
Or actually just hold high ground, honestly.
If they push left,
yeah,
you have your entire team stand around here, right? Because they have sight lines, and then you just and you stand here. You just drop. Okay. You don't need anybody else to drop with you. Maybe you don't have Lucio. Yeah, so nobody else drops with you, right? Because here, like, more than just what you can do, right? You think about what your team can do, right? And here, your team can shoot the enemy. Your team can heal you. Like 5 other people can see this area. This is fine. So it's okay for you to be alone here because they don't need to be here with you to get value, right? And you tell your team, hey, I'm gonna drop alone. You guys stand on the bridge. You can say that before the fight starts. And once you see them start to go right, you're probably standing here and you're waiting to react. You see them go to your left, their right, and you say, I'm dropping, right? Rotate bridge. And you stand here and you fight. If you die here for some reason, because your team is not healing you and giving you bubbles, whatever, like, that's not your problem, right? Like, you've done your best. But you can't let them get high ground for free, because once they get here, there's basically nothing you can do to get them off this high ground. Right, this is terrible, because then the drunk can just stay here indefinitely and shoot you. Then McCree can stand here indefinitely and shoot you. You can't get them off. So if they go right, you just want to make it as miserable as possible and make them lose a couple people going up.
Got it. Cut out the rotation.
Yeah.
5, 4.
Rotations are when the enemy is the most vulnerable. And you know you're a big Reinhardt with the hammer. You can swing on their entire team as they walk through that door and make it really hard for them to cross. So just push it. So just put your face in there.
3, 2, 1.
See what happens.
Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Like, if you're playing this map at scrims, it's the same deal, right? If they go right, don't let them have high ground for free. Like, just stuff them there. Are you shooting your Zara, which is double? Don't do that. She's in front of you, right?
Yeah. Or I think so.
Okay, why are you standing here?
They have.
A bit of an issue.
I think I heard Widow, so I was scared that someone would get popped, so I just hard shielded.
No, like where you're standing. Like, look at how far from the edge you are. You see how if somebody's standing here, like this Rein just comes over here and nobody's shooting at him, right? Because they're all so far back. You know, if you were just here a little bit more, right, just closer to the edge, your Zara could stand much closer to the edge and shoot this Rein. I think like just like little thing. But like, see where the Rein is? Like none of your team can shoot him. And he's
right.
He's not taking any damage really. So you don't need to be this far back because you're just like not giving your team the sight lines they need. Because you got to remember also, your camera angles, like your camera's like here, right? But you're like a squishy. Like this McCree's like this tall. So
right.
You got to let him stand closer to the edge.
Makes sense.
So just think about, you know, like this. What you're doing here kind of doesn't matter for you, but it matters a lot to your McCree. You know, like where he is right now, he can't see anything. So just push up.
Right.
Okay, so where are they going? That's really scary. Don't do that.
Yeah.
This Widow is completely scoped in. Okay. If you throw that fire strike, this McCree shot in the face. No. Right. Just shield him and let him take the trade. Once she scopes out or has to leave, then you can throw the fire strike. But like here, she's scoped in. Right. You see that the animation? She's hard scoped in right now.
Right.
Don't do that. Okay. Kind of the Widow is kind of scary. Okay. When do you notice that this is happening? Because it seems like you don't notice.
Ready for battle.
I think I was only paying attention to the. Or I think I just followed the Rein.
4.
So I think most of his team rotated right side early, but then Rein was like later in the pack, I think.
Incoming. Defend objective A.
You should have a pretty good idea of where the other 5 guys in your team are as the main team player.
Right.
So this happens, and then you're like, hey, where is my Zarya going? Where is my junk? Right? You should be a little bit concerned right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't know where they are. You saw her run to your right, like, hey, where the hell is this guy? Right, things are happening. What can you do to make things happen? Right? You either like tell them, hey, get your ass back here. You know, they're only down at Lucio. Or you see this and go, shit, I need to salvage this somehow because this is not good. Right? You can see them through the wall right now. So that was scary. Okay, so you see the Rein walks in this way, and 2 people are here. Okay, so you need to do something right now because these guys are gonna feed. Right.
Right.
Cause yeah. It's gonna be, shit. It's a little bit late. Yeah. When you notice that, like, this is one of those how to be more adaptable. You have to kind of just think on the fly and think about like what's my win condition. Right, you see they start to walk into the team, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, where's your Ana? Right, the Ana's shooting. You can hear her. She's right there. Okay, so basically you're split what, like 2 and 4. If these guys walk in here and kill your Zarya and your junk, you're gonna lose. So you see this, you go, oh shit, just drop here, right? And you know. You could probably shield off this choke, and you probably... This is, like, just not ideal, but you gotta salvage... Like, you can still try to salvage it somehow. But I just, like, the issue is not more or less, like, what you did. It's just, like, it seems like you don't even notice that your Zarya is gone. And...
I didn't, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah. So. And so the issue is not really what you did, but it's just, like, the awareness, right?
Right, right.
If you were aware that she was gone, and you made a decision to do something, that'd be, like, kind of okay. You're like, oh, she's gone. I got to shield this widow or whatever. Like, we can talk about whether that was the right decision or not, but you just don't even notice. And it seems like, I mean, it looks like you don't notice. Right? You're like, hey, where's everybody at? So once you have the information, that you can make some more decisions on based on what you know. But you know, this thing's like, you can't control what she's doing, but you can control what you do in response to what they do, right? And if you don't notice what she's doing, then like you're just kind of sitting here AFK. So like, oh shit. Junk feeds. Your Zarya's not alive? Okay. Yep. What happens here? I think you just let him sleep. Because, like, what does a swing do? You know, you can pin him, but I think, you're probably gonna get slept, and I think she has bubbles. You don't know if she has bubbles or not, basically.
Yeah, I don't pin in this room, man. It's scary.
Yeah, no. So like, it's fine that you didn't pin him because you don't know what the bubble cooldowns are, and you know this on is here. But don't hit him either. Just let him sleep, right? Because you could have delayed this push by a few more seconds.
Right, right.
But now you just like wake him up, and your Ana's like, oh shit, I wasn't expecting that. Right, so they have bubbles. And yeah, now this is terrible. Also, you didn't notice your Ana here for some reason. But if you see your Ana this far up, you gotta shield her out. Alright, like waking the Rein up for one swing is a mistake. Because whether the Rein is asleep or awake, it doesn't matter. You don't get any headshots in your swing, right? Just let him sleep.
Right.
Just let him sleep. But shield.
Yeah, I don't think I even realized the Ana was there, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah, this is kind of just I mean, you could hear her like really close to you, I guess. I mean, it's kind of hard to say that you should have shielded that, but you just definitely shouldn't have woken this guy up.
Right.
Okay. So you know, problems there. Awareness. You didn't realize your team was gone. You didn't react. You didn't make a decision at all. You know, let alone the wrong decision on the right one. You just didn't make a decision. You were just AFK because you didn't have the information.
Right.
Or you had the information, you just didn't, you know, think about it. And then you just woke up a sleeping Rein for no reason. So, because if you give him even a few more seconds, your junk, where is he at? Okay, he's probably still not getting here anytime soon. But you're just buying a little bit more time, right? You're buying a little bit more time, and maybe your McCree kills this guy on the flank, you know, because he's like 1 HP.
True. Yeah. You never know, man. Overwatch can change a lot.
Yeah, you never know. So you know, you're on defense. Time is good, right? Just waste your time. So.
Right.
Yeah. Let's look at one fight. I'm gonna call my order real quick. I'm gonna call my order real quick, and then I will do one.
Yeah, if you need to just do this later, that's fine too, man.
I got like 10 minutes before they while they make it, so just give me a sec. I can do like one fight when I call.
Okay.
Well, they close at 8:30, not 9, so whatever. We can just finish
Oh.
this. I got some leftovers.
My bad.
No, that's fine. Their website says. Anyway, so big picture stuff. Planning. You know, you're gonna win and lose a lot of games based on a lot of macro stuff, like where you take your team, what you do in response to what your team is doing, and what they're doing. That's true for most characters, but it's especially true in main tank. You know, 'cause you're not gonna like hit headshots. You're not gonna get like big 3Ks and whatever. So you're gonna have to find a way to win the games, in the way that suits your character, and it's gonna be like shepherding your team. You know, shepherding your team places, shepherding the enemy team places, like just running at the angle, pushing them off the off angle, right? Making them group up so that you can just surround them. And yeah, they're just like, you just AFK'd, held shield for a little bit. Your team ran to the side room and died. I'm like, it's not really your fault.
Yeah.
But you didn't really do anything to mitigate the situation, right?
Right. I didn't have much impact.
Yeah. So like, you could have maybe dropped on the door, right? Helped your team.
Right.
And shoved them from that side, and like just distracting that Rein enough. Maybe they turn around to shoot you instead, and then your junk gets out, right? Or your junk kills their Zarya, because now their Zarya's like, oh shit, there's a Rein on my face. They turn around to shoot you. Your Ana can still heal you from high ground, and now their Rein and Zarya are basically stuck in a little choke, and you might be able to get a kill there, and you probably live, right? Because you got all your team who can see you, and their Zarya, nobody can see her. Their Zarya's just freelo, but you don't do anything, so they just die. Distracting attention is good. Did you get that?
I think so. No, I didn't. No, never mind.
Yeah, the bubble saves you, but not your team. So that's just a little bit of a miscalculation. But like in general, you know.
Yeah, I think I got way too. I saw the Zarya cross left side, and I was like, I called my team like, we gotta get the Zarya. She's cheating. So I probably pushed up a little too much.
Well,
honestly,
you don't have a Lucio.
That's true. That's very true.
So you know, you see this guy's like, okay. Who can help you though? Your team's back here. You know, so
true.
that's when the holding shield and looking around, you know, clicking mouse and look around for a second to see where people are, for like 1 second, or even just like swing your camera around, you know, just check, and honestly, you don't even need to see them to because you can hear them, right? You can see where people are shooting from. Let's see. Okay, you can see your Zarya, okay? But like you see these mines coming, you know, this way, like from over your head, which means he's probably launching them like pretty far back, right? Because the arc is like super high. Right, and you can hear him firing from behind you, kind of far back, right? Like you're pretty sure he's not looking. You know your Zarya's right here, and she can't see the Zarya. So this is just really greedy.
Yeah.
Like I'll give you one swing, okay? I'll give you one swing. This, whatever. You hit her once, and you're like, ah shit, nobody else is here with me. I'm taking a lot of damage. Shield him back up, but then you still go in. Shattered. Good reaction. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, so like that's fine. You know, like the microplay is good, right? You instantly react to the sleep. Good. Where's your team right now? Backfire strike. Happens. Anyway, you almost lost that to greed. So
yeah.
Greed is scary. Greed is fine if you have like Lucio and you know where your team is. Okay, but if you're just gonna greed without the information, right, without accounting for your team, it's scary.
Right.
So okay, this McCree is there, and you're just like, it's not my problem. What if he dies right now? You don't know where the enemy is.
Yeah, like my Zarya is up here, and I'm like protect the Zarya from them.
Right, like what does it cost you to just stand here behind a pillar? And say, hey, let's get out. Let's go. Shield. Leave.
That's true, yeah.
Right, like right now you're just AFK. What's the plan? Because you're kind of just like sitting here expecting them to run it down main. What's the plan?
At this point, I think in comms I call. I'm looking for Shadow this fight. I'm probably just trying to hold right box or the box right behind me. And then if they rotate left or rotate right, I'll just rotate accordingly. If they go left, I'll probably drop back to point and help our healers on the left side. If they go right, I might try to cut them off with the aggressive shatter, or I'll just rotate back to point.
So why does holding here or the box kind of suck?
I don't know, actually. I thought it was kind of decent.
Your magic,
smooth diamond brain, but yeah.
Your magic word is angles. Okay, what are your angles if you're here, and not just you, but your team? Like, where can your team reasonably stand if you're here?
Point. That's kind of it.
Right, like here.
Right.
Here, maybe you get a junk up here, but he doesn't really want to be here because if they shove past him, he could just die. Like, he can't get out.
Yeah.
Like, this is kind of like a funny spot for junk to stand, but if they just go past him, he's like, ah, shit, I'm stuck here. I guess they don't have a diva or anything with mobility, so if you were here, it actually would be okay because it's hard to contest him. But for the most part, your team's gonna have to back up the point, okay? And so basically, you're gonna be all shooting in one direction, okay? And you're just gonna be taking trades in straight lines, where it's just pretty inefficient, Everybody's shooting in a straight line. Maybe they get a guy up here. They're spamming you with the junk. This is also an angle. Maybe they send a guy over here. They shoot you from the side. This is an angle for them.
Right.
So this is kind of scary. Also, who do they have that you don't? Look at their comp.
Who do they have that they what?
Who do they have that you don't? Look at their comp.
Echo. Lucio.
Yeah, the one that actually matters, right? What if they're like, hey, there's Rein's here. Ah, fuck this guy. Let's speed past him and kill the Zana. So I don't like this very much. The only reason you probably hold here is if you have like a diva standing here and a junk standing here, and you have like some ults. But just like there's just like no angles here to shoot from. Your team is mostly going to be here.
Right.
And if they were smart, they wouldn't go this way anyway, right? Like you could pushing this choke kind of sucks for them. Because they're gonna take a lot of spam, so they're probably gonna go left. Right.
Yeah, I think they do go left after a bit, but I think this play the Rein. Okay, so my Zarya is far up, so the Rein like chases her, and then I think he feeds by overextending.
Yeah, well, you should be here anyway. If your team's here,
right,
and then tell them to back up. Like if they don't listen, you still gotta try to keep them alive for as long. Like if you say, they're not my problem, I'm just gonna AP here, right? Like that's bad.
Okay, bye.
Well, yeah, it's fine. Alright, like there's no reason why you shouldn't shield those, because this guy could have died. Your Zarya is forced to bubble this junk because you don't shield him, and she doesn't want to do this. Oh, another problem. I haven't really bugged you on this, but when I say what's the plan, it's like pathing, positioning, and also ults. Okay, are you thinking about what you have and what they have?
What they have, no. What I have, I'm just thinking honestly. If I'm being honest, I think last time I checked tab was like 5 milliseconds ago. So I was thinking we have Shadow, we have Nano. I was not tracking their ults though, so that's on me.
Yeah, so that's the other reason why playing here is kind of risky, right? Because you don't track their ults, and it's like, well, they have grab. So what if they just grab you?
Right.
If you're saying, if you told me, okay, I'm holding here because I want to grab them at the choke, running with Nano, right? For that specific situation, then I'd be like, okay, this is probably a little bit more okay. I still don't like this a whole lot, because like, you might as well, if you're gonna do that, you might as well grab him here.
Right.
They have to come to you, and if you grab him here with Nano, then your team can shoot from this angle, from this angle, from this angle. Like, see how it's just like so much of a better play because your team has angles to shoot him from.
Mm-hmm.
But if you grab him here, like who can shoot that? Nobody. It's just you swinging into a Nano, into a grab while they're Rein shields.
Right.
So just because it's like somewhat okay, like it's not completely worth this, doesn't mean it's the best thing you could have done. That grab sucks. Like you see why the graph sucks, right? Like this is exactly what I'm talking about. Your Zarya kind of ints that. But like who's gonna shoot that? There's only one angle and he can shield it.
Right.
I'm not sure he shouted that.
Yeah, I forgot.
Or grab the choke. All right, Diamond Games. Okay, so what do they just use?
They use Grav.
Yeah, they
And High
grabbed.
Noon.
Okay, the High Noon, good. And you nanoed and also grabbed. Okay.
And used a lot, yeah.
So you can let your team go, oh, I don't have any ults. What's the plan here?
Looking back on it, maybe holding up a little more and trying to farm ult and then coming back.
You could a little bit, but again, they have Lucio, so it's really sketchy to be up front because they could close distance on you a lot faster than you can back up.
Right, right.
So you could like stand here a little bit. And once you see them get to maybe here, like maybe here, just start back like probably here actually. Like once they start crossing here, start backing up. Because you don't want to be stuck in like your entire team being in this choke, and their entire team being in this choke, basically even, right? If you're all stuck on this choke and they're just spamming you through it while they're trying to shove you, it's like the same thing as like if your team was set up here, and then you're just spamming through a choke while they're crossing the bridge, and like it's just there's no point in being here.
Right.
Let's see what happens. Right, again, go up. There's no reason for you to be here, AFK. Start feed.
Yeah, the Rein gets too hungry.
Okay, yeah, you just hit Exhibit
Secret,
A.
1,000 IQ play by Zarya to feed to get them overconfident.
Yeah. Exhibit A of like greed is I mean, your Zarya should have died. Your Zarya honestly should have died. Because he just kept on swinging.
I should have been up there with her in the first place, right?
Huh?
But I should have been up there in the first place.
You should have, because like it would force less bubbles from her.
Right, right.
And then she could bubble just to retreat. But she's bubbling a lot just to save her own life. Like yeah, she's feeding, but you can make her. You can help her feed less. Right? You can't control what your teammates are doing, but you can like swing the effects of what they're doing, like a little bit one way or the other.
Right, right.
And if there's AFK here and choke, and she's like taking 1 billion damage, just you're just letting her feed. Just not letting her out. She's feeding again, like oh shit.
Yeah, I think I'm calling a calm. Sorry, stop playing in. Just back.
This is just like chaos. Zara's gonna be crazy. Whatever. Shield low. Right. So, unfortunately, yeah, if you see this and she's not listening, then you kind of have to try to play around this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So whatever. Oh, okay. You see this. What can you do now?
The moment I saw this, I called their tank are disconnected from their support. But I didn't see Lucio, which is my bad.
Yeah.
So I knew that there was an Ana still in that right corner, so I said, push Ana, or push sports. And I think she sleeps me, which is unfortunate, but yeah.
The tricky thing about that, like you can do that, but you don't have a Lucio. Your team is way the hell back here. Like again, like you see why being here sucks. Because your team, in order to get any value, they're all strung out in a straight line here. And if you call to push anybody, they're super far away, right? Whereas if they're all spread out here, they have angles, and if you call to push somebody on bridge, they're right here already. So like your junk is never going to get to the Zana, What you can do probably in this case, like you can tell your team just to come here, and well, there's two things you can do. You could just go back to point because it's going to be hard to catch these guys without speed. But you can just tell your team, hey, come here, just sit here. Right, just like sit here, and if the Ana crosses, she's dead. It's a little scary because you might give a point for it. But like your options are like to try to kill this guy without speed, or to just go back and hold point because these guys have rotated for free now.
Right.
You could also just go this way and shove them because this is now a 4v whatever. Like you can tell your team, hey, come here and kill these guys. This is probably the safer play because it doesn't involve giving up point. Right? You can if you run out of choke, kill the Ana. This is gonna take forever. She can just kite you. She can just run away. Right? She's like, okay, I'm out.
Right.
And maybe you kill her eventually, but by then they've got like a tick and a half and they're all on point. Right? And you don't have speed. So like I just don't like the Ana play because she's so far and your team is so far, And where the hell's your McCree? He's in spawn.
Yeah,
Okay, so who's gonna shoot this on from range? You know.
that's true.
So I think this is just safer. Like you just tell your junk, hey, come here. We're gonna come this way. It cuts off this path. The Ana can't come join our team, right? If she does, she dies, and you just kill these guys because you have 5v4 and they have no heals.
Right.
Even this would take kind of a long time, but at least your team can just be like, oh, okay, your Ana stands here. Your junk and your brig just come with you, and your Zarya is already. Where's your Zarya? Oh, here. Yeah. You just walk this way.
Yeah.
Right. You just block him in here. So we're kind of just like brainstorming here, right? But like your first instinct was to go for the Ana, and you can't. It's hard to do that without speed.
Yeah. I was hoping that she was right around the corner, like just a little late on the rotation.
Yeah. But
yeah.
you get practice making plans, and sometimes they, good plans, bad plans, whatever. It doesn't matter. Make a plan. Okay. So you made a plan. Wasn't the best one. Probably I'd prefer you going here and just shoving these guys because again, coming out here and then giving them point for free. You'll win the fight eventually, but you'll give up like a lot of space. They'll probably get a tick and a half for free, and you have to shove them off point, maybe with ults.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the Echo can just leave, right? The Echo's like, oh shit, okay, Ana, you're dead. She can just fly up, fly here, start shooting your backline as you rotate. Right, as you shove through the choke, the Echo is just like here, or she flies this way, and she's here, and she's just spamming your Ana, and then maybe you trade.
Right.
So just shoving this is kind of scary. So I think this is probably still the best play. Yeah. Anyway, not to go on too long here. Okay, so you do show this. This is fine. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh, hold shield.
Yeah.
If you don't know if you're asleep or not, just hold shield. It's not worth the swing because if your Zarya's with you, she'll kill her. But I think she gets away with because of this. Yeah, she does. So unlucky. And you're separated. Oh, this is so bad. Nice man.
Adaptive circuits engaged. Reinhardt.
Mess.
That went fine.
So, what's wrong here? Obviously. So they go that way. When you see this, you should already go here. You should already be on your way here, right? It's kind of late. The reason being is two of their team is not here with them. So if you shove this way, your Ana can, and you should reasonably know that your Ana's on bridge, right? You can hear where she's shooting at. You know that if you're like, if you just like stand here, she can see you, right?
How deep do I push them there? Do I actually go in the room, or do I just kind of stay doorway?
This is fine.
Okay.
Right, because what are they gonna do? Like, you don't have to follow them because what are they like? You either kill them here, because your junk is spamming them, but otherwise they just sit here indefinitely because their Ana can't get to them, right? And they just if they just sit here and they're trapped because they can't push a point without their Ana, and they can't push out without dying because your junk is like spamming them from here, and your Zarya is like right here with you, and your Ana's healing you, whatever. Like, if they just sit here for the next 4 minutes, you're perfectly happy.
So it's like a soft contain, kind of.
Basically.
Okay, got it.
Like they're stuck. So you just like stand here, right? You don't stand here. Why don't you stand here?
Because then the Ana can sleep me from the side, maybe.
Yeah, the Echo can shoot your ass, and also your Ana can't heal you, right? Your team can't see from bridge. You know your team's on bridge, so stand where they can see you. You stand here.
Oh, okay, I see.
Okay, so now like they can't. If they try to shove you, you just back up. You got heals, you got mega, and they're gonna die, right? Or they just sit here, and you just waste their time. You just waste their time. It's fine. If their Ana comes this way, you're like, hey, free Ana. You tell your Zarya to shoot her. Tell her jump to shoot her. And meanwhile, your McCree's coming back and probably contesting the Echo, who's split off. But yeah, just options. Push this way. This is fine. Hey, look, free Ana. Sleep, maybe? Shield. And yeah, just because of the sleep, and I don't know what your team's doing. It's unfortunate. When in doubt, ranked, especially as the main tank, being less greedy. Like, how much time did you have to notice this? Right there. Right here. Right, just. Hey, they're rotating. Where's everybody at? Take a look. Oh, McRiggs with me. My Zarya's with me. Here, everybody, come here. Okay. But you just like walk this way, and you don't check who's with you. because it's especially important to do that if you're gonna walk around a corner. You know, because here, like,
Right.
more or less everybody's with you, okay? But you turn this corner, you walk this way, you should check, because it's no longer guaranteed your team's with you, and your brig runs away, right? And you don't check this. So if you check this and you're like, ah, shit, this is not good, right? Then you probably have to just get space.
Right.
It's unfortunate. Like, I would prefer that you kill this Ana, but like, when you turn corners like this, you have to check what your team's doing.
Got it. So yeah, just spend common theme. Just spend more time, like a second or two, just looking at your team.
Yeah.
And just making sure they're with you.
If they're not with you, you have two options. You can charge back to point and just block choke here, or you can tell your Zara to come with you and just trade for the Ana. This is also kind of an okay play, but like, there's no guarantee she's gonna walk at you. I think you just go back to point here, because she should not be doing this, right? She's like feeding. If I were this Ana, I'm like, my team's rotating to point. I'm just gonna chill here until they get to point, and then pop out and heal from main. Right? Like, I'm just thinking, like, in the optimal case, if she were smart, she wouldn't even go here. She would just stand. She would just wait right here, where she can't be touched, and then pop out once her team starts pushing main, or start walking bridge maybe this way. And once you've left, it's like, oh, my team's pushing out. I'm just gonna go here. You know, that's just she was smart. The reason that's important is because if you do this, she doesn't walk at you, which she doesn't really have to. She's wasting your time, and your team just gets shattered.
Right.
So I think you just go once you notice, like, if your team was all here, like, if you look behind you and you're like, oh, my team is coming with me, like right now. Okay, and it's also too late because I already threw. But if your team was all here, then you could take this fight, right? You could kill this Ana, shove him in here, whatever.
Right.
But it's late and you don't notice your team's not here. And also you're just gambling that the Ana's gonna be dumb, which she was, but then she sleeps you anyway. So unfortunate. Funny hit. You're 100 health. Don't throw a fire strike. Okay. Little micro thing. Remember what I said earlier? It's like not a bad thing. Just AFK with shield when in doubt.
Double kill.
Right. If you have to think about something, like, I don't like it when you AFK hold shield and you're not thinking about anything. You're just like actually AFK. But if you have to hold shield AFK and you're thinking about, like, just looking at the situation and what you're gonna do next, that's okay, right? That's a lot better than AFK holding mouse 1 while you're thinking about something, like figuring out what to do. Because here you're about to die. And you're just at any point you're gonna die, and you have full shield. So you just stand here, shield up, and just take a look around you. Right, you see this?
Yeah.
1500 shield, 170 health. Just shield.
I think that comes from my gold days when I would always have my shield break.
Yeah, it's a miracle you don't die here. Who's shooting you?
That was a beat, honestly.
Right, like, maybe you can get like a little bit more health and you can die to that round. You're also pushing him at 100 health, just buy time.
Right.
Hold shield. Right, just sit here, look around, hold shield. Be like, hey, I'm low, I can't do anything. You're 177. You get some heals, right? Your Ana's trying to help you, but the McCree's also shooting you at the same time. You know? So you negate her heals. You gotta right, so if you didn't take that damage, you might have lived here.
Right.
Thank you.
But yeah, planning. Weird.
Fire at will.
Who's out there right now? What? Oh, unlucky.
So, I have a question about this. I hear the high noon. I try to fire strike because I think he's in the grab, but I miss him. I hold my shield until I can LOS it by going behind pillar. And then I drop shield because I don't want to take any unnecessary damage. So I just hold shield anyway, honestly. For like any teammates that might be not LOSing for some reason.
It's not a bad idea. Like, again, you can hold shield and look, right, with mouse 1. and check where you're at. And again, this is why exactly again exhibit like D why this choke sucks because your entire team is in a straight line with no cover and
Right.
one sight line. Okay, so you can hold shield and just stand here with your shield, like your body's behind cover, but your shield's poking out, and just check to see where your teammate is. You know, they have to be able to probably cross left here to get behind cover. Like, what does your junk see? Or what does your Ana see? Because I think we died with this. Okay, your Ana safe, your junk feeds. Okay. I don't really know if that's your fault. I mean, it's all about like what you could have done a little bit better. Let's see. 5 minutes. I'm just about done.
Fire at will.
Got it.
He has, okay, this is not your fault. He has cover. He has a box right there. He just ignores it. Yeah. You know, if you were like really big brain, you turn around and check like with your mouse 1, right? Like, you know, when you hold shield in one direction, you free look. You could check that he's not safe. It's a really small thing though. You know, this guy reasonably could have known, hey, I gotta get my cover.
Fire at will.
It's kind of whatever. Yeah, at this point, this guy just has to leave. Tina's over here though. What the heck? How does he die to this? Oh, he walks
for it.
Okay, that's not your fault. Anyway, you can still check, but like even if you checked, he was behind a box and he walks into it, so he's just stupid. You gotta leave though. Uzari's probably dead. You can't really help her. Maybe Shatter? Oh yeah. See? You're thinking I like here.
Yeah.
Gotta leave. No, don't swing. Leave. Okay. Yeah, you're greeting. Because you cross this, right? Your team can't see you. You hit this, and you're like, okay, I'm just gonna try to trade this out. What do you do?
I fire strike, which I think was a big mistake. Because I could have killed the Rein if I just.
I think you just like fire strike charge.
Yeah, probably.
Because you're so deep here, you have to kill like 1, maybe 2 people. Otherwise, you're probably just gonna lose. Right, you have to save Rosaria, charge, fire strike. Let's see, you go swing. Yeah. I don't know. It's a little bit nitpicky. I think like fire strike charge would have been okay. Or at least swing fire strike, not swing fire strike. Because you can like swing. I think you can get a swing fire strike charge off in that range. Just go for trades though. No, that's ugly, right?
Yeah.
That's greedy. It's greedy. Also, again, like, why are you here? It's like little micro things, right? You got the big play, swing, fire strike, maybe pin this, but if you don't pin this, which is also okay, just back up.
Okay.
Because your Zarya died, and you know your team probably can't see you.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But because you try to finish your shatter from here, where the Ana can see you, and you know who God knows who else, because you don't really know where their team is. Instead of here, you get to sleep.
Yeah.
Just a little bit late on that. Honestly, that charge is okay. That charge is okay because she grabbed and created. But this is not okay, right? This is just like danger. You don't need to be here. Because if you don't get to sleep, you're full health. Okay, so you hear the grab. You can feel like now you see this, right? Like you're expecting the Zarya to walk in, and you notice 2 of your teammates are grabbed. Pinning this is okay. You're just late.
Yeah.
But you're late because you're out of position because you got slept. Going. I don't know why you're here. This is all just
Yeah, very for Mega, huh?
Yeah, this is usually very good micro from you, but this is like very strange micro because this is bad, right? You get slept because you push out wide. Notice that you hear the grab. Okay, I should probably pin this. It's late. Once it's late, you go in here. And then you're Rig is going to convert towards Mega, and you launch it back up with it. Oh, your McCree's still alive. Just shield this.
I think I fixated on the mini because I could see it. I didn't think about the Mega, honestly.
Yeah, so here, problem. You need a shield more.
Not as young as
Okay?
he used to be.
Like, this path is kind of questionable, but like once you're here, or even if you went towards Mega, it doesn't matter where you go, just shield. Because you're like half health and you're still swinging Fire Strike. Not worth it.
Right.
Maybe your McCree lives here if you just shield. He's on fire, so probably not. But
Yeah, I don't know why. Yeah.
yeah, it's just too greedy, right? You're trying to swing, you're gonna die. Just buy time for it. Maybe your McCree kills somebody. Maybe.
Right.
It's kind of a consistent habit. And I think you lose this. Nice. Yeah, I like the micro. I think your micro is probably like it can, you could probably get yourself what, you're like 3,200.
Yeah. I peaked 32 like 30, but that was playing Sigma.
Yeah, I think I think your micro Ryan's generally pretty good. I mean, most diamond Ryan's don't block shatters like this, so you know, this is fine. You're expecting it. You can catch it. Okay, he's got a nano. Okay, he's got a nano. You can't out-trade him, right? If your McCree dies now, it doesn't matter. So just back up and buy time. You can't stop it. Okay, now you traded. Try to kill somebody. That was like a weird padding decision because you get the nano. Did you forget about this guy?
There's a
He just walks past you. Go kill him.
Oh yeah. Huh.
Right.
I think I was too tunnel visioned on the Rein.
You're not gonna kill a Lucio because he's fast. You're not gonna kill a nano Rein. At least not while he has nano. So just kill the guy who's close to you. It's like this one thing that I've heard people say. Like this one coach that I watch. He's like, just be in the right spot and do what's easy. You know, sometimes people overthink it. Like, oh, I have to do this. I have to go kill this guy, or I have to go kill, deal with this Ashe. But like, this guy's right in front of your face. Just hit him. Because like you can't.
Right.
These people are too far away. Okay, this guy's too fast, and this guy has nano. So if you hit, like, you swing at this guy, like you wait for his bubble to expire, you hit him like twice, and you notice that this guy's nano's gone, he's low health. Then you could maybe start walking at him. But even then, if he's like all the way over here backing up, and Nazar's right here, just keep hitting her. You know, just do what's easy.
Right.
And you ignore her, I think she killed you. Alright, look how low she is. You could kill her. Like, maybe it doesn't make a difference, but you still could have probably killed her.
Complete.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know? Okay. Yeah, that was about an hour of stuff. Big things are, like, your micro is mostly okay, except for the things we just talked about. You don't shield enough. Don't swing when you're, like, half health. Like, once you've lost all your armor, you're kind of in a bad spot, right? 300 health, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to be really careful once you get around there. It's okay to just hold shield and AFK while you get healed, and while you're thinking about where to go and what to do next. But also, like, make sure you're making plans. Make sure you're taking information and reacting to what you see. You know, it's like, let's see, what am I saying? Mid-fight, okay, so make that clear. Mid-fight, if you hold shield and AFK because you need to get healed, you need to assess the situation, that's fine. Pre-fight, when you just hold shield and AFK, like over here, you know, we talked about, like, you're just standing here like holding shield AFK, right? And your Zarya and your junk push this way and you didn't even notice. Like, this is not good. Right, this is like, oh, I got to pick. I'm just gonna turn my brain off and, you know, drink coffee or whatever. So yeah, mid fight you don't shield enough. And then pre-fight you kind of just AFK with your shield. So fix those things. Just like you have to have
I'm too conservative with my shield management.
Yeah, I mean that's a pretty common thing. I've had that issue too because like you treat your shield like it's like, you know, gold. You don't need to be. Like, you watch a lot of really high elo Rein players, they're pretty much they're constantly at like 1,000 shield. You know, because it's like the pressure you would get from just pushing in 2 seconds earlier is worth. Like, you don't need full shield all the time to get value. You know, you don't have to have, especially if like ults or something. Like, if you're just gonna go and speed in with like a nano Rein speed engage, you don't need your full shield because you're gonna be swinging for half of that anyway. You know, it's like it's knowing the timings of that just takes practice. But you know, for you, it's like that's not even the problem. It's like you don't shield enough when you're low in the middle of a fight, and then pre-fight you kind of just sit here and either don't shield or you just shield an AFK, and your team's like here taking spam. So that's like the micro things. Your shatters, you know, your shatter blocks, whatever, it's fine. Mid-fight micro usually pretty good. Just you gotta plan out your pathing a little bit more.
Right.
Like this shove down middle shouldn't have worked. You know, this is the kind of stuff that's gonna lose you games, like when you get close to masters or in masters, because this Doomfist is gonna kill you for free. You know, so you're like, oh, I blocked the shatter. I made, you know, I got my shatter. I made the mechanical plays, whatever. Okay, that's not how you win games though. Your backline's dying.
Yeah. So it works here because it's diamond, but not in higher elo.
Yeah, or like even just like it works here because the Doomfist inted, and their team wasn't like set up like you know, you outplayed their Rein and their team inted. You know.
Yeah.
Because like, where was that? Back here? And I got like 2 minutes, so let me just have a real quick look.
Ready.
Alright, like you outplayed it, Ryan. Right, again, Exhibit 8. Why is, you know, their team is all here. This sucks, right? Because like, what can this Ashe see? You know, this Ashe can shoot down like this one angle in the choke. Right, as opposed to being spread out on point and fighting while you're here exposed. Right, so this is like them losing this fight is pretty much exactly why you shouldn't be doing what they're doing. Because you shove in, everybody's in front of you, you can block everybody with your shield. The Doomfist takes an angle, so he's the only guy who's off angle, but everybody else, the junk, the Ashe, you know, the nades, they're all coming from the front. You can block it all. Don't worry about anything. Okay, walk in, and eventually get to point. And now they're starting to spread out, but this is too late. You know, they didn't take their position. Their Ashe should have been here, like way earlier, getting dynamites over your shield. You know, the honor should have been like over here. Well, I don't know if she should be over here. Maybe over here, because you're going main. She could be over here. Probably over here is better. You know, looking for like a sneaky little nade over the wall here. You know, Zarya should be probably playing like off here. Right, so if she gets pushed, she just backs in here, runs away. But they're all in a straight line. They're just taking spam from the front, and this Rein's shield is getting destroyed. So they basically just you outplay the Rein, and their team, because they have this shield, they're just grossly mispositioned. You know, this Ashe is not on the angle. This Doomfist comes here too late. But like ideally, right? They're here. This Rein has basically full shield because he's just been sitting here AFK while your team's taking spam. And this Doomfist is like right here or right here, ready to punch. And if he hits this punch right now on this McCree, you probably still lose.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, these kinds of choices, scary. Don't count on them working out in your favor all the time.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Let's call it a day here. If you got more questions on Monkey, I think your Monkey needs a lot of work because your Monkey micro, you kind of just walk at people like you're playing Reinhardt. That's kind of scary. So if you want to talk about that later, we can talk about that. But I hope that was helpful. You can ask me questions whenever you got some.
Yeah, very helpful actually.
Kind of making stuff up on the fly, so you know maybe not everything was like super as coherent as I would like it to be, but big picture.
No, it was actually really good. It was really good. Gave me a lot of insight, and yeah, you know, it's like the smooth diamond brain doesn't realize the things as much, you know.
It's just that you got to play with an active mind. You have to do that on every single character, but especially on main tank. You know,
right.
Like when you see their Zarya just feeding here, like, oh, let's go kill her. Like, you know, commit on this play. If your team doesn't follow up and she gets away, like whatever. At least you tried. But like you should be thinking about ways to win the game. Like how to shepherd your team. Like you're the shepherd, right? Shepherd your team into good spots. Shepherd their team into bad spots. What the hell? What the hell is this? Okay, weird. Yeah, you just gotta be constantly thinking. Like when you're just here, like I'm just gonna AFK hold shield and hold my team walks right, while there's a juicy Zarya half health right in front of me with no bubble. Like you're just giving it. You're just like there's juicy fruit in front of you, and you're just choosing not to pick it because you're not thinking. You know, you're here. Your Zarya is like in that room feeding her brains out, and you're just like, I'm just AFK. You know, these are the things that make a big difference. Like even if your mechanics are good during the fight, but you don't take all the good fights that you can be taking because you just AFK sometimes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I think if you actually just think a little bit more and put yourself in these good situations, like you're outplaying this Rein, you know, mechanically. You're just making life hard for yourself. Because you're kind of AK. You're just AFK
Right.
So yeah. Cool, man. Ask me any
Alright,
questions
yeah.
you got later. If you got some, I'm gonna call it a day. I recorded
If I do
this.
reach out, it's probably going to be over spring break because I got some midterms.
Cool. I appreciate you